those pieces of cloth, that's what you and I went and with the dog yesterday there when the family brought us up there.
We'd walk up the gas pipeline trail there, and there's definitely some child-sized boot prints in the mud here that are still visible. They're a bit eroded from the heavy rain, but they're still visible. So, not sure if you'd like us to continue on up the trail or what you'd like to do. Over.
This is Colchester Base calling the K-9 unit tasked to investigate the blanket. Do you copy? Over.
This is Bravo 3. I was with Kilo 2 like 3 seconds ago. He went towards the main road there. We're done at that site. The dog didn't get a track or anything like that. Bravo 3 sees the blanket.
Halifax Command, copy Elma drone team. I got a point of interest for you. 2 key signatures by the water source. Read you off coordinates.
Right, go ahead.
But your team looking at, there's 2 figurines of swans sitting there, painted black, and they must have picked up heat.
Do we know if any of the kids had like stickers on their backpacks? We found a little shiny star sticker over here by the bridge. Over.
Stand by. That's something I couldn't answer. Stickers for strawberries. You say you found a star?
Yeah, it's like a holographic little star over.
Where are little Lily and Jack Sullivan? That's the question many people are trying to answer, and many people have been working so hard over the past week to discover. Supposedly these little ones, these 4- and 6-year-old children, went missing allegedly when they opened a sliding glass door at their home in Canada, in Nova Scotia, and just disappeared into the ether. Is that what really happened or what? I've been digging into this case and I've dug into 48 hours worth of dispatch. The available archives, that's why I get a professional account over on Broadcastify, because I want to be able to just find data, find helpful information in cases like these, especially a case like this where the rumors are running rampant. So let's try and talk about facts. I went over 48 hours worth of audio, pulled it into my editor, and I've extracted about 30 minutes worth of information I found interesting or relevant, not just the communications trying to figure out logistics and stuff.
Yeah, we completed a sweep of the property. Nothing seen. There are some kids' bikes here, but members are still interviewing the person, so not sure if you've got any other direction for us at this point. Over.
So let's talk about the mom. Her full name is Malehya Vanessa Brooks Murray, and the so-called stepdad. Some people are like, yeah, he is a stepdad. He's the mom's boyfriend. Well, to me, I got to look up the definition of stepdad, but I thought that meant you were married, and especially if he went a step further, if he would have adopted her children. But anyway, Daniel Martin and Malehya, also, their relationship is over. Let's get into all this. So I dug into all these audio files, again, 48 hours worth of the Pictou County Fire VHF paging and ops system from a week ago, Friday, May 2nd. I mean, today is Friday, May 7th. 7 days in the wilderness. Are these little ones really out there? And all these searchers couldn't find any definitive clues leading to their whereabouts?
We do have some clear footprints,
Plunder,
probably 3/4 of the way up the gas line. Just want to give you guys that update right now.
Stranger things have happened, but I don't know, it could be unlikely. Friday, May 2nd is the day the children supposedly went missing. That's the day they were reported missing. So I focused on that Friday and all the audio files I pulled down. And then on Saturday, May 3rd, the very next day, that's the day that Malehya and Daniel had such a bad argument that she ended up leaving the property with reportedly their little baby. The baby they share together, either a 16-month-old or 18-month-old. I've read both in all my research. This is something Daniel confirms, that there was some kind of blowout on Saturday. He's going to say, they think I did it. Quote, they think I did it. He doesn't describe what it is, but that's the reason for the separation. And now when a reporter called Malehya's home, a woman who answered the phone said her relationship with him, Daniel, is over. It has ended. Like, it is done. So what does Malehya know? What does Daniel know? I mean, so many rumors are floating around. People are talking about an alleged party that happened Thursday night. They're talking about it being a home full of substances. We don't know. The reason I dug through these 48 hours worth of audio files from Friday and Saturday was because I wanted more details about this alleged blowout, this domestic disturbance. And unfortunately, I couldn't find anything. Now, according to CBC, this is when Daniel said that after the kids got gone, after the kids went missing, Malehya left the area to be with her family in another part of the province, and she's blocked him on all social media. Daniel himself said there was an argument between the two families out in the yard of the home that day. Either they mean Friday or Saturday, there was an argument. So that's why I listened so intently to Friday and Saturday. I wanted to hear if it was reported at all to authorities. But then I'm thinking authorities were probably already on the property. I heard a lot of dispatch audio where they're like, we're at the residence or we're near the residence.
Future Command Task 419, can you confirm if there's any dogs at the residence, over?
Yes, there's a dog team out there.
But nothing related to this domestic disturbance. Daniel said, quote, my mother had to kick some people off the property because they were saying that I did it. I had something to do with it. He doesn't elaborate, and I'm the only one here fighting for them, which is sad. So Daniel is putting himself up as this person who he's still fighting, he's still searching, he's willing to take a polygraph lie detector test. I mean, they're not allowed in court here in the USA, but I don't know about Canada, maybe not. I still don't know what to think of Daniel.
I've done everything. I've given them all my information. I'm here to find the kids.
You said they're flying in someone to do a polygraph test. Is that on you?
That's not just on me, but on everyone. That's what I asked for. I asked for that so early on, and there's not many places that do it in Canada, so they're flying somebody in.
Why do you think you need to do that? Do you think they don't believe you?
I think their side of the family doesn't believe me, and I just want to clear it up for everyone. Clear it up for everyone, not just the people online making crazy accusations and everything else.
I could go either way. I'm trying to be really kind of soft on these parents because I know what has happened in the past, like with Shane Carey. In that case in Texas, when his fiance and his baby went missing, everyone thought Shane Carey was a weirdo. We were comparing him to Chris Watts. He gave a strange interview, and I learned my lesson from that case. You can't judge a book by its cover or by its behavior. You never know. So some people, at least one anonymous person came out and defended Daniel, like he would never do anything like this. Some people are giving more side eyes to Malehya. I just don't know. I'm just looking and digging for facts. And what I did find, I found audio of a bunch of hard-working searchers. They spent so many hours with their boots on this rugged ground, and there were a lot of leads that you could hear. It sounded so hopeful, but it led nowhere.
309 command is requesting a photograph be taken and sent to the command phone if possible, if there's cell service. And could you please send the coordinates for those prints? Over.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be back at my truck in about 30 seconds. I'll be quickly.
309, copy that. We'll see you shortly.
You could almost cry listening to some of this dispatch when their drones would pick up heat. You know, the heat of two figures in the woods. I mean, these guys, some of the audio was in the middle of the night. I was getting stuff from 4 a.m. and, you know, different times it slowed down and maybe people left at midnight. And on May 3rd, there were pieces of cloth found. Someone said those pieces of cloth, that's what you and I went with the dog yesterday when the family brought us up there. Searchers, I guess, found some type of cloth and they were going to go check it out immediately and try and figure out what's what. But apparently it's when another searcher or authority was with the family of Lily and Jack.
Those pieces of cloth, that's what you and I went in with the dog yesterday there, when the family brought us up there.
You know how authorities give the dog, like the children's clothing or whatever it is, a scent and like, go, I know they had bloodhounds. I could hear them talking about the bloodhound here. And so I'm not sure if that's the piece of cloth that was being referenced, but nothing came of that apparently. And then there was another point. They got hopeful. Did any of the kids have stickers on their backpacks? Someone found a shiny star sticker over by the bridge. Now, which bridge? I've heard of a bunch of different bridges. Something like Seal Island Bridge. I should see how close the bridges are to the residents.
Do we know if any of the kids had like stickers on their backpacks? We found a little shiny star sticker over here by a bridge. Over.
Stand by. That's something I couldn't answer. Stickers for strawberries. You say you found a star?
Yeah, it's like a holographic little star over.
I know there's a lake nearby. Daniel did talk to the press. I'm grateful he's talking to the press. He talked about allegedly authorities searching bodies of water or something like that. But then the Mounties don't want to confirm anything to the public.
That's of RCMP in the area that I've seen. They were at Lansdowne Lake, and they told me that they scoured the lake, divers, and sonared the lake, and there's no evidence at all. If they were in this area, would have found them. My family's still searching.
The CTV News report from Friday, May 9th, quotes Daniel as going on to say, and we're never going to give hope. I don't know if he actually said that. We're going to continue to look and probably continue to look for the rest of my life. That is an interesting quote. I hope we get that video of him too. The rest of him saying that, because those are quite a couple of quotes. I don't know if he meant to say we're never going to give up hope, and that's what he actually said, and it's a misprint. But he's expecting to look for the rest of his life as if he'll never find Lily and Jack. So if they're looking and finding like little stickers, that shows you the detail. And I think this was really late at night, if I'm not mistaken. I have different times on the audio and I'm like, whoa, they found that so late at night. They're really looking. It was on the bridge. They're looking for real great detail, clues. That's how detailed these searchers are. There was a canine unit, according to the audio, that was tasked to investigate the blanket. Now, we heard about this.
This is Colchester Base calling the K-9 unit tasked to investigate the blanket. Do you copy? Over.
True crime audio.
This is Bravo 3. I was with Kilo 2 like 3 seconds ago. He went towards the main road there. We're done at that site. The dog didn't get a track or anything like that. Bravo 3 sees the blanket.
3, this is Command. Can I get an updated position, please? Over.
The dog didn't get a track, and Bravo 3 sees the blanket. Now, this does confirm talk of the blanket. According to the CBC, the children's stepfather, Daniel, said the Mounties showed him shirts, a blanket, and a water bottle found during the search near their Garlock Road home somewhere. And he says none of those items belong to either child. So now we hear that actual audio where they talk about the blanket. And some people are really searching, clues in the photos, and I don't know if it was a pink blanket or not, but someone did see like what could have been a pink blanket behind Jack in the photos, and they're like, what if this was a blanket? What if it really did belong to the children? And what if he's lying about it? But I don't know if that would be true. If the kids really wandered off into the woods and they left a blanket out there, I don't believe he'd lie about, yeah, that's not my kid's blanket. Or even if some people think he is lying and he maybe strewn items around the property or outside the property for searchers to find. Also, he wouldn't lie and say that's not their blanket, because that would defeat the purpose of him allegedly creating, a scenario.
No, they were supposed to be up towards McLeod Road.
I got one person out and brought her back, and she's signed out, and they've taken her to her car.
Was she the patient that was suffering from heat exhaustion?
We're going to hear about one searcher having heat exhaustion. I mean, wow. Before we spoke of the extreme muscle cramps, I mean, these people were going through it. And this is what I keep thinking about when I'm hearing these beautiful men and women of this very dense rural area taking time out of their days away from their families and staying there well past midnight. Someone was doing an 18-hour shift. I mean, getting food, getting water when they can. I'm like, what if it's all a ruse? What if, and this is just speculation, Lily and Jack never went into the woods? And I always think about this when we see cases that it turns out someone was lying. In the past, we've seen cases where the culprit, pretending to be an innocent parent or whomever, will just send these searchers out to risk their lives, life and limb in this territory, people of all ages. And I was thinking, wow, that would just be so selfish, so uncaring. To tell someone, help me, my 4-year-old and 6-year-old must have just wandered in the woods, if they know otherwise. And that's a big if. I'm not saying anyone's lying in this case, but imagine sending out hundreds of people, 150 or more people to traverse these woods, or up in helicopters, and the helicopters are trying to avoid the drones, and they're trying to keep it together. And I'm like, imagine if you knew your children were never coming back, but you've created a ruse and you don't even care, and you send all these people out there to risk their own lives because they believe children are in the woods. Children could still be in the woods. I have no idea, but that's a thought that keeps crossing my mind. According to the Globe and Mail, this mom and stepdad of Lily and Jack have broken up. They are done. It says on Thursday, so this is yesterday, Thursday, May 8th, major crime investigators arrived at the rundown mobile home to speak to Daniel. He's 33. He's described as the stepdad. The person who posted that anonymous post on Facebook is like, he takes more care of the kids than Malehya does. We don't know if that's true. That's what people are coming out and saying. But they were there to get Daniel's electronic devices to help corroborate timelines. I'm actually surprised this was not done like a week ago, but maybe it's different in the United States when they start seeing something a little shady, or even if it's not shady. I mean, just to corroborate what they're saying. 2 young missing children, mom and stepdad, give me your phones right away. Let me see, were you really up, whatever, charging your phone or taking it off the charger, the Friday morning when you noticed them missing and when you called 911, Malehya. And Daniel, you said before you did all that, you drove around, before 911 is called, so I'm sure they have whatever that timestamp is. I don't know if we'll ever get to hear that call. The actual call, not just dispatch audio when they know, oh, this is the case we have and this is the info I'm getting. I'm talking about Malehya's actual voice, all that stuff. Even in the United States, we might not, depending on the state, we might not have gotten that info right away. 911 calls are not just necessarily public record while the case is still being investigated. Some states are, like Florida. We love Florida. Anyway, they would know the timestamp of whenever Malehya called 911. They'd be able to corroborate Daniel's story when he says, before I believe the call was made, he was driving all around searching culverts and roads or trails or wherever he said he was going. They'd be able to see if he took his phone with him. Hopefully they'd be able to see kind of his movements, something. So they have Daniel's electronic devices. So he said that in a video, like, I'm willing to take a polygraph. They took all my stuff. He's like, I gave them everything. Earlier that day, is this Thursday? Yesterday, I believe, an RCMP helicopter flew overhead scanning the family property. It backs up into that dense forest. So they're talking about why they didn't issue an Amber Alert. They're defending their decision not to issue one. That's one thing Malehya focused on. She wanted an Amber Alert, so everyone would know the kids are missing. And the RCMP is like, it just didn't fit the criteria. Now, sometimes that happens here too. If there's no description of a vehicle or an abductor, then it's kind of hard to put out an Amber Alert. Of course, an alert can go out, like, this is the description of the missing children, this is what we believe they were wearing, but it's not an Amber Alert. Now, the Mounties also won't talk about Daniel's claim that divers were called in yesterday to search the nearby Lansdowne Lake. They won't confirm whether or not tracking dogs had followed the kids' scent to the end of the family's driveway. Now, we will hear coming up just different little snippets about, is it this? Is it that? It was just so heartbreaking. There was, the drones would pick up the heat of two figures you'll hear coming up. And it's like, I know they obviously didn't find the kids during this audio, but you could hear the searchers getting so hopeful. One heat source just turned out to be two oil drums, maybe sitting by the side of the road or whatever.
Yeah, cancel the last coordinates we gave you. We investigated and determined it was two oil drums were returning to base.
Anyway, okay, thank you.
And then another just turned out to be two flamingos that were painted black. So the black, I guess, soaked up some of the heat or some of the heat from the sun. You know how black absorbs heat. That's why I always kind of laugh when I see people, in the sun and they have black umbrellas. And I'm like, you're just turning yourself into a solar lamp. Black absorbs heat. And so those swans or whatever figures were giving off heat, the drone operators thought it could have been the children, if only.
But the team looking at, there's two figurines of swans sitting there, painted black, and they must have picked up heat. Yeah, copy that. You guys copy what the heat source was, did you?
Affirmative.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
But I don't know how much information we will get on this case. That's why I'm digging to find any official info. Nova Scotia RCMP spokesperson Alison Gerard said to ensure the integrity of the investigation, no further details will be released at this time. So, will we get another presser today? I don't know. It's 3:15 here now, Eastern time. I haven't seen one. They told us the other day they're pulling back. I think it's more focused now, as we've seen these cases go before, more on that internal investigation, what's going on with the mom and dad. I mean, if you read the crazy rumors out there, and they might end up being true, I don't know. You don't really know who's really a local, who's kind of creating a fan fiction type of post to see how many people will fall for it. But some folks are like, yeah, maybe this happened. It's such a house. Maybe the kids got a hold of some substances. Maybe there was an accident. Maybe they really weren't alive Friday morning. Maybe it was all a ruse. Some people are claiming, the mom knew such and such. And so it is interesting if Daniel did anything and Malehya co-signed with it and it's this code of silence, or if Malehya did something and Daniel's co-signing with it. It's weird that she's blocked him. Has she turned on him? Has she allegedly told investigators everything? That's what some rumors out there are claiming. And just let Daniel keep spinning his wheels? Maybe the investigators want him to keep talking, keep putting out this image, this good guy image, or whether it's real or fake. Just keep talking until we find out where Lily and Jack are or what really happened with them. Both of the little ones attend a school called Salt Springs Elementary. It's a small school, about a 20-minute bus ride from their home. It's only servicing less than 90 children. And so this picture was so cool. It should read technically yesterday on May 8th. Bus driver Brian Ward shows where missing children Jack, 4-year-old, and Lily, 6, sat on his bus. They spell Lily with 2 L's. And so I keep searching for the proper way to spell her name. I want to make sure, does it just have 1 L or 2? I've seen it both ways. But to think about the impact of their little schoolmates who, of course, don't understand any of what's happening. There's been counselors brought on board to help the school staff, their schoolmates, and everything. Now, it is interesting to think about the terrain and the setting of this house. There was another post on Facebook, and of course I take this all as a grain of salt. That's why I like telling you all my sources, whether it's, mainstream media, whether it's the dispatch audio, whether it's just a Facebook rumor or what, so you can distinguish what I'm saying. But another person on Facebook is like, yeah, there were so many cars in the driveway, and I'm their neighbor, and Thursday night I think they had this party, so we don't know if they had a party or not on Thursday. But I thought about it when reading the description, this densely wooded section of Garlock Road with no immediate neighbors. So it's not like here you can probably hear a neighbor maybe, doing their lawn, maybe a couple houses down. It's not like your neighbor's right there. The only traffic is usually logging trucks. I can imagine it feels like you're in your own world. You can almost kind of do what you want. just like that crazy case out of New Mexico. Oh my goodness, I might cover that. There's so much information the docket and I have. But, you know, when people have acres and acres, I feel like sometimes they feel like I'm king and queen of my castle. I can do what I want. I don't know if this family feels that way, but Malehya and Daniel moved into that home about 2 years ago. And now she just left on the weekend with their 16-month-old daughter. She's off to be with her mom, and she hasn't returned. And apparently it's over between them. And she is not on a reservation, allegedly, what I hear. According to the Globe and Mail, Malehya is a member of the Sipaganakik. I've looked it up, forgive me if I'm pronouncing it wrong, the First Nation. And she previously told that both kids were diagnosed with autism. They struggled in school. Now, I saw a Facebook post from, I believe she's the children's paternal aunt. I believe she must be sister of Daniel, could be wrong. She's the one who had posted the children were non-verbal. Now, Malehya came out almost to give that interview like a clap back against that, like she was saying, oh, my kids talk and talk and talk. They'll talk your ear off at the grocery store. I don't know where that disconnect is. Some people are saying maybe it's because a mom can understand her own children. I haven't seen any video yet of Lily and Jack speaking. I don't know. But that's it. Malehya kind of went ghost after that. Whatever day she left that property, broke up with Daniel, and she hasn't given any more interviews. She's gone ghost on social media, which might be a move that investigators are telling her. Maybe they're telling her, don't talk to anybody. Daniel keeps talking to the press, and maybe it's really because, as is everyone here, innocent until proven guilty, maybe he wants to get it out there like, I've done nothing to my children. They really did go away. Or he's trying to perpetrate a certain narrative. Maybe Malehya is too. We just don't know. But it's weird how Malehya and her family are saying, cops told us don't talk to the press. Daniel's like out there every day talking. Maybe they haven't told him the same thing. I don't know. Malehya's Mi'kmaq community leadership has urged people not to spread rumors, don't add fuel to the rampant speculation about the case circulating online. Lots of luck there. I'm trying not to add any fuel to these rumors. I'm only mentioning the rumors coupled with all the facts we've been able to discover here. And unfortunately, this is the way it goes, especially during a tight-lipped investigation. And I understand why they have to remain tight-lipped in certain circumstances. You leave a vacuum and people just start creating a narrative. And sometimes it's correct. I mean, thank God for people who can spot oddities. Like in the Chris Watts situation, Letitia Stalk situation, so many situations. Even Barry Morphew, even though he has not been rearrested, thank God the Daily Mail is still keeping up with Suzanne Morphew's case. It's good when the public spots certain oddities and brings more pressure to bear, more attention on the case, and then investigators know, boy, there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of focus on this case. We really need to solve it. But then sometimes it goes left, like in the case of Shane Carey, where he was innocent. It was just his weird interview and affect that made everyone suspect him of something. But this is when the Globe and Mail said, whoever answered Malehya's phone yesterday said she couldn't talk about the missing children. Malehya's relationship with Daniel has ended. It's not even like we're on a break. It's not even like, we're just separated for now until this whole thing plays out. To me, that's very telling. Is it because Malehya has come to the realization, like some Facebook post, anonymous, wrote, he did something. This Facebook post was saying Daniel lied to Malehya. Daniel told Malehya, oh, the kids must have gotten out. So you never know who's just giving a story. So this Facebook post was claiming Daniel lied to Malehya. She believed him at first, but then realized, wait a minute, the kids didn't get out. Is that the truth? And she came to that realization, and then she started accusing him, and then that domestic situation happened, and Daniel's mother kicked them off the property, and Malehya and her child she shares with Daniel. And is that why things have ended in their relationship and she's blocked him? That's one potential theory. That's all we can do is speculate. Or is it like Daniel says, he just doesn't know. He's the only one there looking. He didn't hurt anyone. Who's the harmful one here? And you can't go by a person's seemingly nice personality. People are saying, look, my ex, he acted like, Prince Charming in front of everyone. And this woman said only when she recorded her ex and she had the proof of his abusive nature and she displayed that in court, then all his family and friends were shocked because, they couldn't believe that was him. And perhaps vice versa. It could go the same way with the woman, with Malehya. Who knows? She gave that one interview. She's very soft-spoken, great voice, and people are wondering why wasn't she more upset? The way she started off with what had happened was, and all these different telltale signs people aren't believing. Who knows? A woman could act sweet and just be very sinister. Who knows? Malehya spoke to CTV News that Saturday, and pretty much that was it, just saying she wanted to remain hopeful. She wanted to hold them. She wanted them at home, like in their beds. She didn't want to go through another night like she went through Friday night without them. She may not have intended, but that line totally reminded me of Chris Watts, like focused on himself and how hard it was to have his family gone that first night. So this relationship, I know they've lived there 2 years. I don't know how long they've been together. Malehya is a stay-at-home mom, and Daniel works at the local sawmill. But work has slowed down there recently, in recent weeks, and he was not at work on Friday. I'm wondering if that also added to the stress of the situation. With work slowing down, that means your paychecks likely slow down too. I don't know how his pay works there. With his wife being a stay-at-home mom, they have children. I mean, that's got to be a lot of pressure on a person who's like the sole breadwinner. Ugh, there's so much. But Daniel said he willingly handed over his phone. He gave police everything. He said, police have also searched the home and everything I own. Well, I don't know how long it'll take for the Celebrite information to come back and, just to corroborate everything these two are saying. I hope they have Malehya's phone too. I don't know if they have smartwatches, all the data they can gather. But it's not like police will necessarily tell us anything more anytime soon. Sometimes in Canada, like different Canadian cases I've followed, you just have to put on a Google alert with the party's names and hope for an update at some point. Even like a year later, it's like, okay, this is the update. But Daniel says they searched every rock, every root, everything. You do hear these searchers searching a lot. I've been giving them every detail, everything from my bank account statements to all the information that came off my Google Maps. So that's good. He's even asking police, give me a lie detector test. It'll happen in the next few days, it says. So they have to get a polygrapher, I guess, in town. I don't know if that's him just saying, yes, I'm ready to tell you guys the truth. I'm speaking truly already. Hook me up. I'll prove it. Or could it be arrogance or hubris? Just like not saying Daniel is Chris Watts. And I did not mean to compare him to Stephen Stearns in the first video. I only meant it reminded me of the Jennifer Soto Stephen Stearns case in terms of there's a guy being called the stepdad, and when you break down the relationship, you learn, oh, they're not really married. And the woman comes out and calls him her partner, like Malehya called Daniel. It just reminded me of Jennifer Soto in that way. I'm not saying Daniel is a creeper like Stephen Stearns is, a man who's been arrested in Florida for allegedly doing horrible things to his girlfriend's 13-year-old daughter and getting rid of her. But Daniel, maybe like Chris Watts, could be thinking, I can pass a polygraph. Like CBI agent Tammy Lee out of Colorado told Chris Watts, it would be really stupid of you to be sitting in that chair if you actually knew something about where your family is. And he just sat there anyway, because people sometimes they just want to say, hey, give me a polygraph. Like that'll prove my innocence. And maybe it'll come out inconclusive. Maybe it'll come out that he failed. Maybe he'll pass with flying colors. Who knows? Daniel says, I just want to clear it up, not just for the people online making crazy accusations and everything else. So he does want to clear it up for people who are already pegging him as this bad guy who did something to the children when we don't know that as a fact. Daniel's even saying, I asked for that early on, and there's not many places that do that in Canada, so they're flying somebody in. It does say polygraphs are sometimes used in police investigations, but the results are not admissible in Canadian courts because they are unreliable. So there you go, just like in the US. And the RCMP won't tell the Globe and Mail or anybody when they're going to administer this polygraph. So unless Daniel comes out and tells us, and if he tells us the truth, we won't know the results. In the meantime, I have been digging into Malehya a little bit. I only found an old Instagram account from like 10 years ago, and I don't really know how old she is. I'm assuming she's around the same age as Daniel. I really don't know Malehya's age. Perhaps she's in her 20s still, late 20s, maybe she's 30. I don't know if I've found that information yet, but I did dig into her and saw her old Instagram from when she was younger. She loves tattoos. She has one that says something like, "Mirror dusk till dawn, I that will become one," or something like that. And she said, she loves a tattoo that only she knows. My new tattoo. So happy with it. It says exactly what I want it to. And it's my personal tattoo with a special meaning that only I know what it means to me. The tattoo is just above my knee. So we haven't been able to see that in her interviews. We just don't know. All we know is Daniel keeps talking. He says he's physically exhausted, mentally and emotionally at this point. And what brought it home to me, too, that these are real children, thinking about their schoolmates, the bus driver showing where they sat. And there's even the Globe and Mail posted, art on the wall of the home of the missing siblings. And it says Jack. You could see Jack. And it's like, oh my goodness, that really brings it home. These are real children. Okay, I'm going to play the rest of all this dispatch that I found. And again, I heard nothing about domestic issues. Again, maybe the authorities were right there at the residence already. If something popped off and folks were arguing, I don't know if child services has shown up. People are claiming authorities found substances in the home. None of that has been confirmed by police or anyone official. Who knows what happens? And if it's a domestic in terms of involving children, like if child services showed up and told Malehya to leave with her child or leave or you'll get your child taken from you, we don't know if this is true. These are only rumors. If that's why she left or because of other reasons, did she come to a realization about Daniel or not? We don't know until authorities tell us. So just listen to the rest of the dispatch, just the interesting parts I was able to pull out from Friday and Saturday that I had not included in my previous video. And we will just have to wait for official word. And hopefully they can find something of Lily and Jack. It seems odd with so many searchers out there, if the two children really had, wandered into the woods, you'd think some evidence of their presence would be found. I mean, we're going to hear about, oh yeah, I see boot prints. I see a clear footprint. You'll hear about child-sized boot prints, on or near the pipeline. It's hard to tell how fresh they are from the rain. The rain hampered their efforts. It was throwing off the drone's heat sensing device. But in the end, you'll hear them talking about Cumberland Road, no indications from the dogs, no prints, nothing. Helicopters being grounded for weather. There's one warning of a mine shaft, and I'm like, oh no, are there mine shafts out there? So that's one thing where, heaven forbid, but if these two children really did wander off on their own, and you think about them potentially falling down a mine shaft, maybe not a lot of evidence would be there then, because people are thinking, pull-ups, if it's all full, and it'll start to disintegrate. You would see evidence of like Jack's little pull-up around the place. So the precipitation impacts the search. And we saw one time Daniel, getting interviewed in the rain. They're finding stuff that's hot or warm, that's moving, but it's probably just an animal, or it was those black figurines. They were getting excited when it's like, oh, there's 2 heat signatures by the road, or that turned out to be 2 oil drums. And the other 2 heat signatures by the water source, they were like, oh, maybe it's, small object. They're sitting there by the water. You can hear them getting their hopes up, and that turns into the 2 figurines of the black swans. So I'll let you listen to all of this coming up. We'll just pray for Jack and Lily continually. Deuteronomy 10:17. For the Lord your God is God of gods and Lord of lords, the great God, mighty and awesome, who shows no partiality and accepts no bribes. So I love that. God doesn't accept bribes. No one can pay him off to stay quiet or, the truth hopefully will eventually come out. I pray we get answers soon. And Jesus, I pray it's not one of those cases like Summer Wells. Summer Wells, it's gone on for so long. Shady parents, I'm just going to say it, professing their innocence. And I just hate not having answers. I'm sure they hate not having answers, or the people who don't know what they don't know not having answers. It's just heartbreaking. You just don't want someone to remain missing for so long. Anyway, thanks for watching all this. Watch all the dispatch coming up. Take care. We're going to keep on this case, and of course, watch Dateline NBC tonight. If I get this up tonight, Friday, for the Idaho 4 case. So many cases I need to get going on. Thank you for watching, and take care.
This is Colchester Base calling the K-9 unit tasked to investigate the blanket. Do you copy?
Plunder.
Over.
True crime audio.
This is Bravo 3. I was with Kilo 2 like 3 seconds ago. He went towards the main road there. We're done at that site. The dog didn't get a track or anything like that. Bravo 3 sees the blanket.
3, this is Command. Can I get an updated position, please? Over.
Yeah, Crystal, it's Scott here. Thanks. It's starting to rain here pretty bad. I'm not sure how good the drone will be.
10-4. Do you know if it's supposed to rain all night? Because we can just keep it at 1 for now, and if it clears up, call out more. Or if you want them just on standby.
Let me just check on that. Sergeant Ellis from Sanderson. Yeah, it looks like it's just chance of rain through the night, so we'll keep 1, and if we need a second, we can call them in.
10-4, thank you.
Peter Command, Task 419. Can you confirm if there's any dogs at the residence? Over.
Yes, there's a dog team out there. Team 112, like I say, I'm trying to figure out exactly where they are. They said something about where they sent out or whatever. When I talk to Team 112, can you copy it on your RTT about the subject's house there? Did you copy it that time?
If there's someone around the house, yes, I can find that. I'll head that way and see if there's orange kicking around. Yeah, I'd like to give you a coordinate. We found something hot that was moving. We can't pick it up again. Probably an animal, but we want to call it in too.
Okay, we're ready to copy. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's 45 decimal 430383 by negative 62 decimal 817849. Yeah, we'd like to give you a coordinate to investigate if you are ready to copy.
Okay, go ahead.
Just for context,
Plunder.
it's 2 heat signatures close together by a road. Coordinate is 45 decimal 427661 by negative 62 decimal 825700. Affirmative, that's a good copy. The point should have you right by a road, or looks like just off Station Road.
Okay, what's there?
I'm just confirming that when you map it, that's where you should be. Yeah, cancel the last coordinates we gave you. We investigated and determined it was 2 oil drums. We're returning to base.
Anyway, okay, thank you.
Halifax Command, copy on the drone team. I got a point of interest for you. 2 heat signatures by the water source. Read you off coordinates.
All right, go ahead.
45 decimal 42950 north. Second set's going to be 62 decimal 816028 west.
Was that just a point of interest, or what do you see?
I've got 2 heat signatures.
Plunder.
One appears like it could be small object sitting. Just 2 heat signatures sitting close together near the water.
Roger. Now we'll have somebody take a look. Okay, there's 2 heat sources at that point. We would need you to go check it out. Team 203, what you're looking for, the drone picked up 2 heat sources at that point.
Copy that, command. He's just inserting the numbers in the GPS.
Roger, like I say, the place we're trying to say is right at the end of the road. You know, where we park the vehicles. Just keep going down the road right to the end there.
Yeah, just going to go down the long driveway here. That's actually where the R-Pass is standing, so that's the location with the coordinates, I think.
Yeah, okay, like I say, we're going to send 2 teams there. Was it you that found the 2 heat sources?
Negative, that was Elma.
Can you go back to that spot that you've seen the 2 heat sources there and check it over again there, please?
10-4. We will return to those locations.
Thank you. Duncan, what's your location now?
3, clear to scene.
All right, the A1 drone there. The team are finding a duck there in the water.
We are directly overhead. Your most west member should be looking at the 2 heat signatures, whatever it is. Directly to your right, you just walk past it. Yeah, ground crew, Elma drone team, I am directly overhead of the heat signature. I'm about as low as I can get safely.
The drone is directly over the team. So what are you seeing? Just look at the heat signature from the drone?
Affirmative. It is directly between the tree and the water. You have a member within 5 feet of it. Currently walking away from it. Turn around 180 and walk forward. Continue forward. Bank left. You're directly over both heat sources. I'm going to assume it's nothing.
The team says they're not seeing anything.
Yeah, 10-4. They're directly over it, so it must be something holding heat.
Roger, copy that.
We'll be deviating back to our flight path.
Roger, copy that. Our drone's not on the air anymore. They're back here.
10-4.
Yeah, Alma. But the team's looking at, there's 2 figurines of swans sitting there, painted black, and they must have picked up heat.
10-4. We copy. Thank you.
Okay, Alma. The team moved the 2 figurines up to the lawn in case you come over them again.
10-4. Copy that. I have Team 207, and I'm returning to base.
Yeah, copy that. You guys copied what the heat source was, did you?
Affirmative.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
We have finished the grid that Colchester Command had given us earlier. We are going to be landing due to the weather. Playing with our infrared now, we're not very effective. So we are going to land for the night. We are going to make our way down to you and drop this micro SD card with you guys.
Okay, weather's bad, and you guys are finished for the night. Okay, thank you.
10-4. Thank you.
Chief Command, G6K9. We just brought the dog down for a quick recce of the area where those heat signatures were. He's indicating that we're at on the river. We're just wondering if we're in the same area. That was just their show.
Barking enough, I couldn't quite make out that. I don't think we got a team in there anymore.
Chief Command, Team 119. G6K9, just the dog's indicating where we're at on the river here, and we're just curious if this is the same area that we just had with the heat signature. Because if he's picking up on the team that was just here, then that would make sense. Over.
You copying that, K9? All right. Okay, Todd. You're back on the highway, right? On the road? Yeah, K9, they're back up on the road, on the Logram Town Road, whatever. They're back on the road, the other team that was just there. Did you copy that, K9? That the team that was up there at the last coordinates looking for the heat spot there, they're back on the road.
G-Sir Command, G-Sir K9. We see their headlamps as they were taking off. Just want to make sure that they were on the opposite side of the river.
You're copying this. You're on the south side of the river, not the north side. K9, they're on the south side of the river. K9, they stay on the south side of the river. They can go the other side.
G-Sir Command, G-Sir K9, sorry to do a quick battery change on the radio. Copy that. We're on the opposite side of the river, so it was like the other team that the dog was indicating on. Over.
As far as I know, there's nobody up there besides that team when they're on the south side. Yeah, they remember seeing your headlights too, so they've seen you guys.
Did any of the kids have stickers on their clothing or backpacks over?
Repeat that again?
Do we know if
Plunder,
any of the kids had like stickers on their backpacks? We found a little shiny star sticker over here by a bridge. Over.
Stand by. That's something I couldn't answer. Stickers for strawberries. You say you found a star?
Yeah, it's like a holographic little star over.
Okay, what team is it?
Task 121.
Roger. Okay, copy that. I don't have I don't know exactly where you are. Would it give us a GPS reading where you are?
We are
Oh, you're breaking up real bad. We're only getting about every 2 or 3 seconds we're getting
I say again, northern 4-5. Westing.
You're breaking up so bad, we're not picking up hardly anything. Okay, let's try again then.
Okay, we are 0, 5, 1, 4, 8, 6, 8, 5, 0, 3, 0, 8, 5. Over.
Okay, perfect. Copy that time. 05148685038085.
Say again. The second line. 5030815.
Okay, the last one was 5030815. Okay, copy that now.
We are on a wooden bridge. Over.
It's that right there to your right, or to your left, sorry.
I don't see anything. Just brush.
If you stop and just walk to your left a bit, yeah, just keep going straight. It's up that way.
What I have my foot on is a rim and a tire.
To your left more if you can. The structure that looks like it's square on the thing is in front of you now by about 6 to 10 feet.
Looks like a very old stone foundation. Yeah, stone foundation.
Copy, more rocks.
10-4, with a scattered large one around. Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Staff Sergeant Weiss, 355, do you copy? Here's an update piece of information that came in for the file. Just ask him to key up whenever he's available.
Service.
Level 6, go ahead.
Sergeant Weiss. I was told somebody from OCC was looking for me.
10-4, there was an update to the file, just a piece of information in regards to pieces of clothing found near 1267 Millbrook Road in New Gairloch.
And for, can you create a file and pass that to the local detachment?
10-4, it'll still be PICTO. Do you just want like a D115 file made?
Yeah, 10-4, create a file. They can be linked to the other file with the local detachment. Just dispatch them regular call.
10-4, it's going to be the same detachment, but I will do that.
10-4.
48 Echo 5, 355.
Go ahead.
She's just stepped out at the moment there. Is there anything I can help you with for the time being?
There was supposed to be a relief GSAR commander. I'm rolling into hour 18 on shift, so I'm hoping that was going to pan out sometime soon. I think I called maybe 5 or 6 hours ago about this.
10-4. I'll give her a shout on her cell there and just ask her to touch base with you. In the meantime, I've got an update there regarding the search that just came in. Can I go over the air with that for you or drop it down to your unit?
The computer dropped it too, so just go over there.
Okay. Constable Boyle with Westville Police. Apparently Steve Sardi called them and advised he was at the Tim Hortons in Westville and
Plunder,
sees a male from Shetty Camp who was making lewd comments. Some children came into Tim Hortons, 8 to 14 years old. Apparently he was talking very explicitly. Officers in Westville had interactions with this SOC Corey LeBron yesterday as well. If you prefer, I can email these to you as well, or whatever the easiest way to give you these updates is going to be.
Are they updates for the search, or is this a file that needs to be investigated?
No, anything I'm coming to you with is going to be as pertaining to the search.
Maybe just update. Can you send me an email? I don't have a terminal or anything. Can you send me an email about it?
10-4, will do.
Station 2 RPAS team will be taking off and plotting a grid over the house, maintaining 260 altitude. I repeat, 260 altitude.
10-4, got that added in as well. Are you on your way to Gairloch Road there?
Road address.
Yeah, it's going to be 1407 Gairloch Road in Lansdowne Station. I'm going to drop the file there down to you, and you're on Mutual 86, which is great. Just 1 second while I drop that down to you.
10-4, it's 1407, correct?
10-4, you got it. I've dropped a copy of the file down to you there.
10-4, thanks. I don't have a workstation, but it'll be attached to me there.
10-4.
Search Command, this is Casero 2. Do you copy?
Casero 2, this is Search Command. Go ahead. Over.
We're up just past our location. A lady dropped by and said she found a pink shirt and a blue shirt on the side of the road. Do you want coordinates so that you can see if you already have them from your team? Don't see flag and tape near it, but I can give you the coordinates and I'll take a picture for you. Okay. 20T 0512724 5030565. Can you read that back?
Casero 2, command reads back. 512724 5030565. Over.
That is affirmative. That is correct. There's 3 pieces total. 2 plus off farther is a purple item. Could we'll stay here and secure it. You can check. I don't know if we have a dog man nearby. And again, it may have been phoned in.
No, right away. And do you have command's number to send picture to?
I have no cell coverage. Are they on a different mutual?
No, the odd picture's getting through. But that's fine. As long as you have it, we'll probably end up sending.
Yeah, your last part was broken. We are up on that road now. We're going to stay at this location until my suggestion is dogs or trackers on it.
Copy that. Stand by.
Colchester Command. Copy. Kilo 6 on the air here. Any of the Kilo units at the command post copy that last transmission?
Yeah, Fraser, Kilo 5 here. We copied it. We're not too far off our task here. Just trying to get some more details about it.
Colchester Command, bus, do you copy?
Fraser, am I going through?
10-4, Bushy, got you 5x5. Whoever was asking for a dog, do you copy?
02. Yep. Go ahead.
Are you looking for a dog to go into a specific area for something that you found?
That is correct. Do you know where the helicopter lands?
Copy that.
Take a right at that intersection, come down probably 400 or 500 meters, and you'll see a gray light here with a vehicle with lights on.
Copy that. Give us a few there to get back to our truck, and we'll head that way.
Copy that.
Chief, you copy.
Go ahead.
Before you start expecting tasks from everybody there, just come back to the command post, get your task from them, and then proceed.
Yeah, well, I guess I'll stay on this task then, if that's the case. I just thought they were requesting a dog to head out there.
Yeah, I'm free right now, so I can deal with that. We'll just let Casera go through the chain of command here, and then if you need a dog, I'll go. Sarah from RCMP ABS.
Casera 2, go ahead.
Just here the command post. What do you need a canine for there?
I didn't request a canine. What I did is just put in a waypoint, basically. Back to you guys. The photos are on their way back. All we're doing is standing here, securing the site.
10-4. Yeah, don't break off your task for that. What they were reporting there was dealt with yesterday already. I'm going to go talk to the Casera guys right now.
Yeah, I'm back on.
Kilo 2 from Gagnon.
Yeah, go ahead.
Those pieces of cloth, that's what you and I went and with the dog yesterday there when the family brought us up there.
Okay, are you there with the Casera guys right now? I just want to let them know that we cleared that area already. We're good?
Yeah, I'm here with them, and we should probably just flag it. I don't have any flagging tape or anything, so this is what I think you called in again.
How about I'll find some flagging tape for you, and I'll bring it up. I'm on my way.
Kilo 2, if you're coming this way with flagging tape, just bring me a Sharpie, something that we can mark on it. Kilo 2 from Gagnon. Yeah, go ahead. Are you coming to just past where we searched yesterday there, near the pipeline?
Is INET there with you? Or I thought I was meeting them up at the command post.
Well, I was informed to come and go to that spot that you had found there. I'm just not quite sure where that is, so if you could send me in the right direction at least.
Yeah, I've got the GPS coordinates. I'm going to meet up with IDET here. Let me get to the command post where I get cell phone coverage, and then maybe I can text you the exact spot.
Identified at all? Okay.
No, it's pretty close to a kilometer up that giant hill. You're not going to find them unless you know exactly kind of where they're at.
Yeah, they were supposed to be up towards McLeod Road.
I got one person out and brought her back, and she's signed out, and they've taken her to her car.
Was she the patient that was suffering from the heat exhaustion?
Yes, I believe so. That's what she told me.
Okay, then for next time she should have taken base to be checked out. It's not something we take very lightly. But anyway, make sure she hydrates, get lots of fluids into her.
I'll set her car now, so.
10-4.
Yeah, listen, I'm going to wait here at the command post for IDET, and then we're going to go to where you're at once they get here.
All right, then, I had received instructions to go place something over it and just keep that thing protected. But if they're not going to be too long, then it might not be necessary.
Yeah, like I said, I've got the GPS coordinates, and I'll have to show you exactly where it was, so we might as well just hang out on the road, and we'll be there when we get there.
All units on Mutual Aid 6 from 355, be aware, an alert will be going out shortly regarding the missing children. Staff Sergeant Weiss from 355.
Go ahead.
We just got information from a party who doesn't want to leave their name or phone number. They thought they possibly had a sighting of the child. It was 20 minutes ago, and it was over on Coldstream in Colchester County. Do you want me to air the rest of the details?
No, can you create a file and task Colchester detachment with that, please?
Yeah, we're doing that now as well.
Colchester Command, members of the family coming up to the RCMP shortly.
Halifax base, GSA Parsons, over.
Go ahead, Lee.
Yeah, completed a sweep of the property. Nothing seen. There are some kids' bikes here, but members are still interviewing the person, so not sure if you've got any other direction for us at this point. Over.
Oh, negative. They can return.
Copy that. Returning to base. Halifax Command, Rescue 2, over.
Lee?
Would walk up the gas pipeline trail there, and there's definitely some child-sized footprints in the mud here that are still visible. They're a bit eroded from the heavy rain, but they're still visible. So, not sure if you'd like us to continue on up the trail or what you'd like to do. Over.
Hang on, I'll let you talk. Let Greg tell you what he wants. Yeah, Lee, the gentleman that was here said that he broke some branches that he left out over the trail. So if you see those, that'd be great. But if you can send us coordinates or record coordinates of the footprints, if you're feeling up to it, I definitely recommend seeing if you can find anywhere track tracks where it goes off. And, you know, you guys want to keep walking it until you don't find tracks anymore. That's good, but just log them. Over.
Yeah, I've marked one set up on top of the hill with a stick and just a green nitrile glove. But I can go back and get some flagging tape out of my bag or just keep walking it. But they're definitely child size, and it's hard to tell how fresh they are with the rain from last night.
Yeah, and copy, when you take photos of them, do you have anything to do, anything of reference for a scale, a ruler, your hand or something, an iPhone, etc.? Over.
Yeah, I've got my notebook, which is 6 inches, so it'll give you good reference.
And copy, let us know if you find any more clues. Over.
And Rescue 2, over. Yeah, I think we'll return to base. I think we're probably talking kilometers to get to that trail intersection that Buddy had referenced. So I don't think it's something Don and I are outfitted to do tonight. Over.
Okay. All right, Greg was listening, so we heard what you said.
All right, we'll return to base. Over.
I made my way back to your truck through the back trails and stuff there. Did you keep heading south on foot?
Yeah, 10-4. We're on the way back now. So what you're on now is called Cumberland Road, and that meets up to the spot we were going to search. We walked it. No indications from the dog.
Plunder,
no prints.
True crime
Nothing.
Audio.
All right, I'll just wait for you at your truck then.
Yeah, sounds good, buddy. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Not even.
Command post from Staff Weiss.
Go ahead, Josh.
SRCC just phoned me. Your PNRR helicopter is grounded for weather. They'll update when it's available.
Yeah, copy. That's not a surprise.
Okay, just wonder if you can give me, I don't know if you have cell reception there, but you can give me a phone call. It's just Corporal Life from the watch supervisor today. I just have a public tip there that I was going to pass along in relation to a possible mine shaft in that area. I'm not sure if you're aware. Loud and clear. Who's calling?
The RCMP, please dog. I'm on task 309. We do have some clear footprints,
Plunder,
probably three-quarters of the way up the gas line. Just want to give you guys that update right now.
Fine.
Yeah, 10-4. Where my task is, about three-quarters of the way to my final waypoint, there are clear footprints heading towards my waypoint. When I got to my waypoint, there was nothing past that I could observe, though.
309, I'll relay to command. Please stand by. Task 309, this is Colchester Command. Do you copy? Over.
Yeah, go ahead.
309, command is requesting a photograph be taken and sent to the command phone if possible, if there's self-service. And could you please send the coordinates for those prints? Over.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be back at my truck in about 30 seconds. I'll be quickly.
309, copy that. We'll see you shortly.
Alma, drone team. This is Halifax, drone team, over.
Go ahead, Halifax.
Are you guys still doing flight offs?
Negative. We are packing up and we are going to call it for the night. The precipitation seems to be affecting our infrared capabilities, so we're going to come back out in the morning.
Okay, copy that. Safe drive home, Halifax. Yep.
10-4. Thanks, Halifax. You guys have a good night. Station 2, our past team, we are back on the ground and have completed our mission.